Hello Mechwarriors. Today we're doing a review of the Scorch. This is the Marauder IIC Scorch, or as I like to refer to it as, Scorched, as in scorched earth. That's what it's going to leave in its trail. This thing has an amazing cooldown on its weapons, not just the ballistics, but specifically the LBXs, and also on the SRM weapons that I have on board. I have two LBX 20s and I have 4 SRM 6s. I also have an amazing amount of heat containment, and I've got the skill set up to really drive this thing all the way to the max. And I'm going to show you this build and why I call this thing Scorched Earth. We're going to start out in the skill tree. So I've got the skill tree set up the way I want it to be, specifically for this build, and it's going to make sense when I show you the build and more specifically the skills with the quirks. So as you can see, I've got cooldown maxed out. I've got my range. I've got 5 nodes into range. I've got 7 nodes into heat generation, just to keep it cool, to take advantage of what I've got available. Magazine capacity, absolutely LBX spread, tightened. I've got additional ammo for the missiles. I've got a tighter spread, just like the LBs under the SRMs. And then, of course, high explosive, which gives you a better chance of doing more critical damage. For survival, it's pretty much maxed out. Skeletal density, armor hardening, reinforced casing, all maxed out. 2 points in overheat damage, just in case. I did have a match where I got really hot. But it was only because I was being attacked vehemently, and I'm still not entirely sure what the guy was shooting me with. It had a weird sound for a ballistic. Cool run and heat containment. I'm in override mode, but honestly, I don't think this mech really needs it all that often. It's really been so far a really good build. Info gathering, I don't really care about, but I do care about maxed out on seismic sensor. I want to detect guys coming at me before they know that they're coming at me. And of course, I added a UAV and 2 artillery strikes, and I wanted the artillery strikes to be maxed out as far as their capability of doing damage. And that's what the advanced salvo does for you. It gives you a little bit better chance of doing better damage overall. So here we are in the mech lab, and as you can see, as promised, 2 LBX 20s. And I also have 4 SRM 6s, and I'm also running, get this, 7 double heat sinks. I've got 4 here and 3 in the engine. And then I've got 2 tons of ammo for the SRMs. This is a Brawler build, so I'm not too worried about running out of ammo, though it has happened once already. But I'm pretty sure this is pretty good on the ammo side of things. As far as the primary weapons, the LBX 20s, I'm running 5 tons of ammo for that. I guess I probably could sacrifice a double heatsink and go that route to having a 3rd ton of ammo broken up maybe, or just right here, since it looks like I don't probably have much more room left over. But let me tell you why this thing works so incredibly well. Well, first of all, each one of these LB 20s has a massive cooldown, as you can see here. Instead of it being a 4-second cooldown, it's actually closer to a 3-second cooldown, and I'm going to show you why. So first, the meat and potatoes. Heat generation, or heat management, as I like to think of it as heat generation. I have a heat management of 1.73. I have a firepower of 88, which is pretty nice considering the amount of heat management I have. Speed is 61.9. That's pretty quick, honestly. And that's not skilled, as you saw. That's just running the engine the way it is. This is an 85-ton mech, so it is 15 tons lighter than some of its brethren. But I put some of its brethren in a few matches in chalk outlines, so that kind of worked out. Now, in addition, this is also capable of having 2 energy points, which I'm not using because I'm using the LBs. And as you saw, I have the 4, and then plus I have the option of having AMS, which I'm obviously not using. Now let's get down to past the quirks and go right to where the quirks and the skills combine. So when you take a look at this up close, you have an LB spread of -10%. You have a ballistic cooldown of -7.5, and then you have an LB-X cooldown of also 7.5, and then you have a cooldown because of the skills of 9.6. That works out to a 24.6% cooldown on the LB weapons. So whether I'm running the LB6s, or I mean the LB5s, LB10s, LB2s, or LB20s in this case, I've got a really nice cooldown for those weapons. So when we come down a little bit further, missile crit chance, we got 15%. And then we have just the 9.6 cooldown, which does affect the SRMs as well. But the SRMs also have a cooldown of 10. So that's a cooldown on the SRMs of 19.6%. We also have a range boost on this of 5%. And then we have heat generation of -4.2%. And then missile spread of -5%. And then missile crit chance of +13%. And then, of course, we have velocity across the whole thing of +15%. That's standard on the mech. Now, for the ammo side of things, on the LBs, we're getting an additional 2 shots for every ton. Not a big deal, but it does help out a little bit. And then on the SRMs, we're getting an additional 20 shots. So that is also nice. Now, when you come down into the survival, we have a bunch of other things in here which you already saw added onto it. And this has really made this a very formidable build. So basically what it comes down to is about every 4.02 seconds, these will fire. And then when you come to the SRMs, these are going to fire about every 3 seconds. So they're going to fire just slightly faster. It's like 2.98 or something seconds. So this gives you quite a bit of firepower. And you can do an alpha strike with all 6 of these weapons several times without issues of heat. Especially since this has a massive heat management. So by the time, when you first fire these, all 4 of these, I think you get barely to 20%. So you can do it again and you get around 45%. And if you do it a third time, you get upwards of close to 70%, which is, it's what it is. So you can do these 3 times with alpha strikes on these. And I recommend doing alpha strikes with the SRM6s. The only thing I would probably change around is I might consider doing Artemis with these SRM6s, which would give them a little bit tighter spread and a little bit better chance of doing damage. But you're going to have to sacrifice your double heat sinks in order to do that because they weigh more and also they take up more space. So that is something to consider. And as I mentioned before, I am running 2 artillery strikes and a UAV. I am not worried about getting close to overheat or any of those kinds of things. You can see that there's the SRM6s in the background there, opposed to like on the Stone Rhino where they're kind of up front, and then on the Bane where they're kind of all over the place. So this is a really nice build, and I really love this paint job. I went with this paint scheme here, and I feel like this is a nice addition to having some of my other Marauder IICs. Specifically like the Dreadnought. That thing is a lot of fun too. This doesn't do the same kind of damage as the Dreadnought, but it does really close because it has such a massive cooldown on the weapons. I think you should give this a shot, and since you're giving away hero mechs, this might even be one of the ones you can get, or you might want to just throw down the coin and get it. Trust me, this thing is so worth it, especially if you run this build. An override we trust.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Command to all warriors on the surface. Your task is to wipe away all hostiles. Show no
Target acquired. New target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
New
Negative.
target acquired.
Wow, look at that guy way up there.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Bane 7, first meal of the day.
Target spotted.
Target destroyed. Override shut down. Artillery
Target
strike
spotted.
activated.
Rifleman's UZ, yeah, keep going this way.
Target spotted.
Target acquired. Online. Acquired. Destroyed.
Some of you voted for Conquest. In Override, we trust.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems not.
Target spotted.
Artillery strike online.
Target spotted.
Careful staying at Theta. You know everybody's got to go there.
Target acquired.
Data.
Vehicle for our camel.
Oh, it's a roughneck.
Target
Yeah,
spotted.
they got that one.
New target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
Atlas and Fox 4.
New target acquired. Artillery strike activated.
Camping, get out of there. I just dropped an arty strike up there.
New target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
New target acquired. Artillery strike.
Charlie doesn't have any defensive weapons.
Artillery strike activated.
Target spotted. Thanks.
Target acquired. New target acquired.
3, another
destroyed.
contact.
Coming behind you.
Target spotted.
I guess we should probably go after Theta.
Target acquired.
That's good.
Kilo's, I thought he wasn't in very good shape. Oh, he's not. Good. Somebody ought to go and make them his.
New target acquired.
Watch out for the duelist. He's still pretty fresh.
Controlled by the enemy. We're halfway there.
UAV activated.
I'm gonna take Theta since there's not much left of me anyway.
Thank you.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Juliet Scorch.
Well, I gave it my best.
We have
Well, good game, everyone.
excellent work, warriors. Victory is
GG,
ours.
everyone.
Good game.
By the way, this is my first real match in this mech.
Nice.
Keep it up.
$1,051 damage. I've had some other matches in this build, but they were just absolutely terrible. And it was on a different build. 3 killing blows, 3 solo kills, 4 KMDDs, 1,051 damage, 35 team damage. That was that artillery strike. 5 components destroyed. Yeah, I should have been running this the whole time. I tried so many different builds, and it just came to me. I was like, you know what? I should be running the same build that I'm almost running on one of my other mechs.